Hi Stampers, it's super awesome stamper Shirley Merker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, USA. In this video, I will show you how to create this card using our Dandy Garden Suite products from Stampin' Up! So let's get started. I first wanted to showcase our laser cut paper that's featured in this suite. So one sheet you get 4 rectangular overlays and a few of the vines and flowers. And the second sheet, we've got some dragonflies with the wings outstretched, and the style that I'm using on my card are the wings kind of folded black in flight. And there's also these circle overlays with those fun little flowers off to the side, and another rectangular overlay, and then a die cut shape. So those are really pretty to get. They are packaged so that they are easy for the customer to use. There's only a few die cuts, certainly what you could wow with your friends with. All right, so here is my kit. So my first layer is the Bumblebee cardstock, and I've already processed it through using the painted texture embossing folder. So it just adds a little bit of a wow factor when you use an embossing folder. This is the unembossed side and this is the embossed side. So let's flip that shut. And then I'll use my bone folder and just crease that fold down so it's a little easier for me to assemble. All right, next layer is actually going to be a soft suede layer. Now this suite features these ladybug trinkets, and I didn't like just that ladybug on the end right there because it's just this one dark tone. There's no other dark tones to coordinate. So in the card that I will be assembling with you, we're gonna tuck a mat of soft suede behind the Blackberry Bliss. And that soft suede mat measures 4 by 5.5 inches. And then my next layer is this Blackberry Bliss piece. Now the Blackberry Bliss was just a scrap I had in my sniblip bin. So I didn't have to cut anything. My design that I had in mind, it didn't really matter the size of this piece, but the size of the piece that I'm using is about 3 1/8 by 4 1/4 inches. All right, so our next layers will be our pattern pieces. Now it's got dandelions on one side, and it's got this bumblebee print on the other. So I was thinking of those painted wall hangings where, I think it goes like that, where you have these panels. So I cut these apart, and this card uses actually a 6 by 3 inch piece of the Designer Series paper. I'll show you. It is 6 by 6 size. So you cut one of these in half, and you can get 2 cards off of one of these patterns. Let me see if I can find the pattern for this one. Here you go. Here is the pattern. So let me line this up. So you can see it is 6 inches wide by 3 inches. And then my additional cuts would be at 1 1/2, 1 1/2, and 1 1/2. So you have 3 pieces that measure 1 1/2 by 3 inches. And that last little strip then I cut in half again. So 3 inches by 0.75 inches. I like to use all my pieces up so I don't add to my scrap bin. And then I kind of wanted a whimsical look. So I tipped these panels so they kind of cascade starting from the left and down to the bottom right. So put some glue on the back side. I'm using my Stampin' Seal today. And I'm touching the upper corner there. And then this one will do just 3. So you can kind of see you can attach adhesive whichever way you'd like. Okay. Next layer is going to be this circle stitched shape. I just had in my scrap bin 2 of these. So that's my next layer. So what I tend to do is when I'm cutting die cuts, I just tend to cut shapes out when I'm cutting out stamped images. So then I have a stack of shapes I can quickly use on any kind of cards that I'm making. All right, and then this piece right here measures a 1/2 inch by 4 5/8 inches. Now on the card, I kind of had it overhanging a little bit. It's because I wanted to draw the eye to either side of the card. The card I'm assembling with you, I think I will do the same thing. So all I did was I had these strips in my bin. And I find my paper snips. So I know I'm going to run it through that circle there. I just wanted it to overhang a little bit. It kind of pulls the eye from the left side of the card to the right side. And I know I didn't do that straight. Let's see if I can get that a little straighter with all the glare. And then last, I don't know if you can tell, but this is bent a little bit. So I'm just going to make it look like it's supposed to be bent. There. All right, so to adhere that down, we're going to use a line of our Stampin' Seal. We're going to make this card be very organic looking. All right, next would be a little classic label shape. So I keep my classic label punch right on my work table, and when I get smaller pieces of white, basic white paper, I just punch these shapes out, and I've got a little bin that I keep my extra shapes in just on my workstation. So they're handy and I can stamp quick readings. So I'm using the Blackberry Bliss ink pad today. And I'll grab my paper piercing mat, and that's just to give the photopolymer stamp a little extra cushion. So I have good ink transfer from the stamp to the paper. Okay, look straight. Does it look straight to you? That looks pretty good. We'll take it. All right, I'm gonna shut up my ink pad so I don't get ink everywhere that I don't need it. Put back in my card. My next layer is going to be attaching this little die cut shape. And since this card's has kind of the warm bumblebee tones, one side is more white and one side has got more of a burned look. So I'm gonna have that burned look up. And all I'm doing is squeezing a little bit of the liquid glue on the body, and then I'll kind of work it up onto the wings. And that'll be enough glue to adhere this down. All right. And then we're going to add our Thinking of You. And I didn't pop it up on the sample card, but since this card we're going to add our little ladybug back here, I am going to pop that Thinking of You up. Just got to cap that. Can't resist to keep our adhesives capped so they don't dry out. Okay, one little mini dimensional on either end. I'm going to pop that up. And then our ladybug trinkets come in this container, so they're not self-adhesive. Grab your glue dots. And they fit perfectly over one of those glue dots. And make sure you use your Take Your Pick tool to pick it off of there and get underneath that glue dot. And where are we going to put that ladybug? Now I'm on the Take Your Pick tool, so I don't have to put it there. It's not really showing up. How about right here? Or I think I like it down there. There we go. I think I like the version that I assembled with you, with the extra soft suede mat and the ladybug trinket. Last piece is the inside piece. So my inside is always basic white, cut at 4 1/4 by about 3.6 inches. So it's 1/6 of an 8.5 by 11 piece of basic white that I use for the inside, and that's so that I don't have any waste with that white. There we go. So quick card, right? The Dandelion laser, or the Dandy Garden laser cut sheets really add a quick wow factor to any kind of card. So consider adding those to your order today. And I hope that you enjoyed this card and this presentation. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel so you're notified when I load new content. And we'll stamp with you soon. Bye.